Hello, everyone. So here is our report. Our report is for the 1987 National Indonesia Contraceptive Prevalence Survey. My name is Ziyuan Zhang.
Hi everyone, my name is Karry Leo. As to introduce our data, we have analyzed the National Indonesia Contraceptive Prevalence Survey data in 1987. The survey collected data on fertility and family planning as to check the effectiveness of Indonesia's National Family Planning Program. The data consists of two tables, the participant table and the family background table. The participant table focuses on the background information of the females that were surveyed, and the family background table focuses on the female's family's background.
For the hypothesis testing part, we try to determine whether the distributions of average number of children in Indonesian families with low and high living standard are the same, and any differences are caused by chance.
As for the prediction, we want to find out whether we can use the husband occupation to predict living standard of the family.
Here comes the data analysis part. The first one is table with a join operation. By joining the two original table here and add a new column, we got a final table. The new column called class, and it has 0 and 1 into it. 0 means low living standard, and 1 means high living standard according to the data description. Next is the aggregated data table. We use pivot method to do this. For column, it is class, and the row is number of children. By summing it up, we can see that there is huge difference between these two categories, the sum of them.
Let's visualize the relationship between the husband occupation and living standard through a scatter plot. The original plot appears to be having overlapping. Therefore, we added some noise to the scatter plot, and here is the finalized scatter plot. According to this plot, we can see that there is no linear relationship between the two variables. Therefore, for prediction part, we decided to use k-nearest neighbor instead of linear regression model. Before analyzing our data, we want to find out are the randomly sampled families are accurate representation of the families in Indonesia. Therefore, we created a bar chart which counted the number of families in different levels of living standard. According to this bar chart, we can see that the number of families considered low living standard has a significantly lower number than the families that are considered with a high living standard.
Next, we start our hypothesis testing part. We try to use an A/B testing procedure to do this. For null hypothesis, it is low and high living standard family will have same distributions of average number of children. An alternative hypothesis is families with low living standard will have more average children than high living standard families. The test statistic we use is the difference in average number of children between Indonesian families with low and high living standard, and the significance cutoff we employ is 5%. After this, we try to visualize our data. The red dot here is the observed test statistic, and after calculating the p-value, we found out that the p-value is greater than the significance cutoff. So that means our result is consistent with the null hypothesis.
As for the prediction part, we want to find out whether we can use husband occupation to predict the living standard of the family. The method that we are going to use is the k-nearest neighbors. Therefore, we are using a classifier and a classifier accuracy evaluator. The k-value that we are using is 5. And the result of that is that all of the classified tests that have an accuracy higher than 80%, and 4 out of 5 of them are above 90%. In other words, most of the predictions are matching with the test set. However, we need to take in consideration the bias of the number of families with low living standard is significantly lower than the number of families with high living standard.
And now let's conclude our report. So the distribution of families' children number with two groups of living standard are the same, and any differences is caused by chance.
For the prediction part, we can conclude that we can use the husband occupation to predict the family's living standard.
However, there are bias in our report. First, the data are collected from survey. It is not random sample. And second, the huge difference between the two categories, low and high living standard family, will make our result kind of less accurate and kind of unreliable. For improvement, we want to use larger and more random samples with equally distributed number of living standard family. And that's all for our report. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.